Hi, everybody. It is Wednesday, midweek, the 23rd of February. Welcome to Central Valley Talk Live. I'm Austin Reed, coming to you from our Tower District studios inside the Mike Briggs building. Thank you, as always, for being with us. Hit me up on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at Austin Reed on Air. This is our Artists and Authors segment, and kicking things off today, joining us live via Zoom, is Judy. She is an author. Hello there. Now, how do you say your last name? I don't want to mess it up.
Stanigar.
Stanigar. Welcome to the show. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
All right. So you are the author of Marika's Best Laid Plan. Did I say that right?
Yes, you said it right. Could I pick up the book and show it off?
I would love that. Let's see the cover. Awesome. I like that light blue. There we go. Okay, well, tell me, let's start with Marika's Best Laid Plan. When did the book officially be available?
Okay, so it's launched already. It's available now. Amazon, or you can order it at other bookstores. But it's available. It's off and running since the end of the year.
Tell me all about Marika's Best Laid Plan, kind of just in a nutshell for our viewers that want to read it.
Okay, so in a nutshell, first of all, let you know the book started because I worked years ago. I'm a psychotherapist by profession.
Oh.
So, and a clinical social worker. And years ago, I worked in a methadone clinic in New York City. So this book was the idea to it came to me way back when, but I was too busy working. So now I'm not working full time, and like everybody else, I thought I'd write a book. So the book is about a woman who's a young social worker working in a methadone clinic with heroin addicts, and she's trying to fix them, but at the same time, she's just as impaired and wounded in her own way. And so she's going through life trying to avoid the pain that comes with loving. And so she ends up being in a very painful place anyway because she's lonely. So she is working with drug addicts who are medicating their emotional pain away too. And she's trying to help them, and we'll see who helps whom.
Why this novel?
Because when I got the idea when I worked with that population, and I was fascinated by what happens with addiction and why people who become addicted, and even though the negative consequences are so humongous, it's so hard to give it up. And that's why I started this book. But at the same time, I thought of people like who are not addicted. We go through similar things without substances. We do whatever it takes in life to avoid pain, but we do it without an artificial substance, but we have a way of going through life. So this woman goes through life, which is a plan of how she's going to have her life while avoiding the pain of being in relationships, because we know relationships are fraught with pain.
Are there any autobiographical elements in this book?
Yes. The story itself is a figment of my imagination, but the autobiographical elements have to do with I've made some of the clients, I've taken them from some real patients, as well as my life in New York City in the 1980s when the AIDS epidemic was hitting the IV drug users. And so that's why I said it for that time frame, because it kind of made me think of what's happening today with COVID and people being so crazed about how you get it and do you get it, what do you need to do. And the same thing was happening in New York in the 1980s in the IV drug community. So I thought it would be a good kind of parallel story.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, right. Yeah, mid '80s, New York City. There was nothing else like it. Are there other themes that you explore in this book?
Yes, I explore the themes of trauma and second generation trauma because my protagonist, kind of like me, is a child of Holocaust survivors.
Mm.
And so, you kind of are not aware of it, but the trauma that impacts your parents
Mm-hmm.
gets kind of transmitted, if you will, because that's the environment you grew up in. So it gets transmitted to the protagonist. And I have worked also, my last job, I worked with the VA who are going through PTSD. And so it's another theme in the book that I touch on. But I want to say something too, and that is, the book touches a lot of heavy subjects like addiction, trauma, and relationships, but it's done in a light touch. It is not a heavy book because my life as a therapist, I learned things are hard and people have a lot of pain, but if you don't keep your sense of humor, you might as well just end it all. So I infuse it with a lot of lightness and humor.
Final question: what's next? What are you writing next?
Okay, so I grew up in Israel, and I'm writing a little memoir about my life in Israel as a child.
Wow.
Back when Israel was quite different to what it is today, but
Mm-hmm.
everything is different.
I am excited for that. I'm a Levin, so my mom's Jewish, and so she would love to read that. So I'm
Okay,
excited
tell
for
her
it.
to pick it up.
I will for sure. You'll have to come back too when that's out, and we'll explore that together.
I'd love to. I'd love to. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Judy. You take care. We'll see you next time.
It's been a pleasure. Bye.
I'm Austin Reed. This is Artists and Authors, brought to you by CentralValleyTalk.com.